Wish you were here. All right, better stop playing that. I have to just play that on my own guitar, and then we don't get copyright strikes. All right, so we're working on the tank again today. Whoa, why am I hearing myself? Come on, I'm not playing that. Thanks, Twitch. God. All right, so I did not scroll. I did not scroll. All right, so as you can see, I've kind of made... Well, I've kind of calculated the normals that we have here on some of these faces. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Fabulous. Fabulous. All right, so we've kind of calculated some of these normals out here, and so I have some of them turning off as they face away from the camera, like this guy and this thing. And I don't think that's ever going to work out for this one right here because it's kind of occluded, and I don't have any kind of occlusion calculation, so that one's probably going to be beyond the scope of anything I'm going to build. Make sure you have coffee. And let's see. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to set this up, whether I want these to be doubled up. If I build it where these all have like this could be a polygon, right? So this edge would be lit up correctly. But then when this one's lit up and the other ones around it are lit up, then this edge is doubled up and that one's doubled up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it that way, or if I'm going to try to build these all as single lines, which would work. But if I do that, I basically would take the same kind of thing we did the other day and have to set its normal by 3 points still on the polygon that it's on. Oh, yeah, forgot to switch that over, didn't I? Boom. How about that? Thank you, sir. This is why it's good to have somebody in the chat. Or at least be paying attention to my window on the other screen. I also didn't run the whole intro thing. I have shortcuts lined up. Let's see if we get this thing to go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Some professional quality right here. I even have a muted be right back screen. Check this out. I'm going to talk and then... Oh, there we go. Now we're back. It's professional. Professional. I got like 3 guys behind me working on this stuff. 3 guys like Rick and Morty. Oh, man, you're going to make this stream hard, Andrew. That was not a pun. All right, so let's see here. So I think I'm going to go... It's probably easier to double these guys up. And so I guess I'm going to separate these all out into polygons. I can't remember what I did the other day. I started to separate different pieces out. I think I might have done it like that. Let's see. This is the best part of the stream, is when you're trying to figure out what you did the other day. Best part of any project, really. So we got the top separated, we got the back separated. Okay, so this needs to be a poly. That's what I don't have here. I don't have that as a separate piece. So I don't have the front of this. The back is a piece. This front is a piece. I think that might be the only one I'm missing. Got the inner one. The top of that one. Let's just solo these. Okay, so we got the top. That one's set. The other side. Front. The other inner. Other top. The front piece of the whole thing. The top. The back. And I think there's a couple below here. The front of that one. And the side there. So yeah, the only ones I'm missing really are these ones here. So let's go into Cinema. Figure what those out. Let's write them down like we did last time. So that is number 24. Then we have 26. Then 27. And then that one's probably not going to be easy to select. Let's see. 28. Look at that. It's the closest we have to an actual ordered string of numbers. So one thing that is kind of important to note, and I'm going to note it when I actually build this tutorial, is that the other day I had some normals that were facing the wrong direction based on our calculation that I set up. And that's because I was picking, I think, these three in order, but it went this one, this one, this one. And the way I'm setting this up is you're going to go clockwise around, and that will be the normal that faces up in this case. So if it was this one, and this one, the normal will be the one that's facing up. But when I ended up picking this one, and then this one, that made the normal face the other direction. So you got to make sure that you actually are kind of smart in the way that you pick your normals, or pick the points that you're going to use for your normals. So that's that one side. Let's do this other side real quick before I jump back in. 3, 1, 5, and didn't select 3, 1, 5. Come on. 3, 1, 5, 4. 3, 1, 5, and 4. All right, back into After Effects. Okay, so I could just make another. What was that? The left one was the second one I did, so let's do that. We'll call it left top side. That works. Open up our expressions in here. All right, so the left top side is what, 3, 1, 5, 4? Yeah. All right. 3, 1, 5, 4. I've also set this up to where, well, I guess by default you don't have to actually put that extra point that I was putting in the other day. So that's set, and then any of these should still have the normal face in the right direction. So in our normal thing here, we're going to do the same deal. 3, 1, 5. We only need three points to get that. I don't know why. Oh, because the top. All right, so that top one, I might have to take that off. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of a pain on that side. But no matter what, if you're seeing the top of this, you're only ever going to view these two from this side. If you're on the other side of either one of these, you'll never see that edge. So really, this edge can be controlled by this front one, I think. So I'm going to have to go back in and figure out how to get rid of those. And I think that's going to involve messing with my script on one of them too. So left top side, and then let's see, we'll just do right side. Where did I put that up there? Left, right above it. All right. Right top side. Just make sure you name your stuff as convoluted as possible, so you'll have no idea what it is later. All right, so we have 24, 26, what was it, 28, 27? That is not a comma. 27, 28. And then here, 24, 26. Oops, went too far. 27. All right. So now we have that edge back in there, which is good. All right, so now I gotta get rid of that one. I think if I get rid of this guy, it's gonna mess up my... It's going to draw a line, because I think the way this expression is set for create path, it automatically loops it back. So I have to go and make sure that I have to pass it some other parameter or something. Want to know how I did this glow? This glow is actually just saber. So the saber is just applied to these masks that we're making out of these points. That's part of what I built the other day. It's basically, so the idea for this technique is that we're bringing in these nulls, right? So I made this thing in Cinema. And so after I built this structure, I basically made a clone. And then a clone of a null. The null has an external compositing tag on it. And then we take that and clone that onto all of the vertices of this object. And then we are left with all the nulls that go in all the points, and then I bring all those into After Effects. what I was trying to figure out the other day was actually just to build this whole thing in After Effects once I did all that, but it was kind of dumb in that I could not tell exactly what null went to what, and it was way easier to just come in here and just click on these, find out what their numbers are, and then I built the expression to just take these numbers and figure out which poly we're on. So that is how that part was built. And then in here, so in here what we're doing is basically telling it what nulls that we're going to use in our expression. Let me actually bring that up, might as well. That took a second. That was weird. Expressionist. But you are over here. Come on. What was going on? That was oddly slow. That was also oddly slow. Weird. All right. So then we have our expression here. Bring this guy up. All right, so basically what we're doing here is we're taking in the numbers I listed in here from Cinema, put those into here, and the way this is set up, if I turn this off, you can see we have a bunch of nulls. They have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 all the way down. And so what we end up doing is figuring out what the difference is between the number here. So if I typed in 0, we add 1 to whatever number I give it, and then that gives us the first layer, first index anyway. So in here we're taking our points, we're adding them into an array, and then we're going through a loop here so that we're starting with I equals 0, and while I is less than the amount of things in this array, the length of the array, we're going to add 1, and then for position, we're going to take this comp.layer, and then we're going to take points I, so whatever I is that we're going through in this loop. So the first time through would be 0. It'd be this first one, 36. And then we're going to add 1 to that number. So this number would be 36 in here, and then this would be 37. So that would give us 37, the 37th indexed thing, which corresponds to the null named 36, because they're all offset by 1 in here, because Cinema starts with 0 and these After Effects layers start with 1. And then we get 2 comp of that 0, 0, 0, so we get where that 3D position is in 2D space, and then we basically dump off the rest of the third value. We don't have Z in here, so we're going to take the position. So that's going to be our position of that layer according to our comp, basically. And then we're going to take the X position and the Y position and add that to an array, or push that value onto an array, and then we're going to create a path from that newer array. Hopefully that makes sense. That's a lot of, it sounds way more complicated than it actually is. Basically, we're just taking the position of each one of these items, adding that to an array, and then passing that array to this create path thing, which gives us a path. So it gives us a mask that corresponds to all of those nulls. So then that's fed into Saber, and we're using just masks in Saber. And I just right now have it set to basically just the default. So the thing about it is that I'm not sure is that I think create path by default basically loops these numbers back around. So it does a line from 36 to 11 to whatever all the way around, and then it does another line at the end here from 15 to 36. So I know there's a setting I think in there, and I don't remember what it is, but let me see if I can open up a new window, and I think I usually it was expressions.aeenhancers.com. And that would be create path, which apparently I've already typed in here. Here we go. All right, so okay, so out in tangents is an array, so I would have to pass it like null, I guess. Yeah. Points of tangent mask 1% open path. Okay, so I don't know. The thing about it is I don't know that this can take an open path. I haven't tried that in Saber. So let me move this out of the way. Actually, I'm going to close this. So the first thing I'm going to do is test that. Just going to double click a new shape layer. Throw on a mask with 3 points. And then basically just copy one of these sabers onto that. I think it does. It should work, right? I probably have to select. I bet this doesn't copy that over. No, it does. Layer masks. Did that come in as a mask? It did. Very interesting. Let's just delete that and add a new copy. Pretty sure I've done that before. We're just a line before. Customize core, layer masks. I mean, maybe it does have to be closed. Why did that shift over? Weird. Come on, close. Ah, it could. Why is that? All right, let's do this a little easier on ourselves, shall we? I gotta make it solid. Why did that was weird? Why is my solid set to something so gigantic? All right. This means I should be able to just copy this back over here now. Click on that guy, paste it on there. Okay, so that does work. All right, so now I got to figure out how to pass this thing a create path that doesn't loop back around. So let me just go back in here. So this should be, I would do at the end, I do p dot push. Wait, no, that's not how I want to do that. I need to give it a null value in here. So I'm giving it the points. So I'd give it 2 nulls. And then false. What was it? Was it true? I forgot. Is closed. Yeah, I want that to be false. Contains an error. An array as a secondary parameter. Let me see. I wonder if I can just pass it the word null. No. All right. Well, what are those? In and out tangents. Oh, I'm gonna miss my standing. God. All right. So I wonder if I can just give it a null array then. Let's see. I can't remember if I can do that in After Effects or not. Let's just do it like I did it up there. Partially some of the stuff in After Effects, people have been asking me about this lately, is that expressions are kind of JavaScript, but they're not exactly JavaScript. They are ECMA script, I think is what it is. I always invert those letters like I'm dyslexic. It's like ECMA script. And so there are some things that are shared between the two things, and they're very similar to each other, but some things are missing from After Effects that JavaScript has, so sometimes I get tripped up on some of these things. Now it's 4 drinks in 3 minutes there. All right, so let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so that's how we do that. I don't know why I can't just pass it null. I mean, I guess I could just pass it instead of trying to set this up. I probably could just pass it an array like that. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's how we'll do that. That only really, I think, applies to the top ones because they share lines that you'll end up seeing like that. So I'm going to dump this for now off of this one because the backplane doesn't need that. All right, so the backplane is set. So we need left top. No, left. Yeah, okay, left. All right. So this is the first one we're going to try it on. Hopefully I selected my points in the right order, but I don't think I did. I would need to start from here and go around. So we're probably going to have to redo that order. But let's just set the array to not loop. Come on. These are just brackets. Hey, look at that. I actually had the right one. All right, sweet. Don't have to go back. I know I didn't do that on both of these, though. Come on. I can't get that lucky. So create path. False. Yeah, it looks like we're missing that one. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to have to go... We're going to have to start here and go around. So, let's see. Just figure out what number that one is, and then should be able to just do it. 27. So I'm just going to take these, copy those to the end, put a comma there because there's not one at the beginning. Take that one off at the end, and I think that's good. Yeah. All right. So now we're missing that one over there, and as this rotates around, I don't know that I don't think I go that far, but we'll see. Let that render for a second. Is there a way to get shape path vertices? Yes, same thing actually. That create path works for both. At least as far as I know. Pretty sure it does. Now I'm doubting myself. I should have had this thing rotate like further. Where's my null for that? Oh, apparently I do. Yeah, there we go. I think that other thing I used for like some sort of thing on the YouTube channel or something. Come on. This is not normally this slow, but I have a lot of things running, so. So we wait. I also need to update this computer. I'm not running 1080 Ti's like everybody fancy, so. 'Cause I'm not blistering through Octane or any of that stuff. And I also didn't get onto it before anybody got into like mining with them, even though apparently that's not profitable if you watch Linus Tech Tips. So stop buying them for mining so I can buy something without having to pay some ridiculous, ungodly amount of money for a video card. Why am I using masks on this? Because I think Saber only takes masks. I don't believe Saber takes... Yeah. Saber takes either Saber itself, layer mask, or text layers, so I can't give it a... I mean, I could use a solid with just a regular mask. I just felt like using shape layers. Because I didn't want my solids folder. I think I might just rename this thing to hashtag no solids like we did before. That would actually be kind of great. Where would that end up if I did that? Isn't that a preference? What is that under? I don't even remember. Appearance, maybe? It seems like a stupid place for it, but that might be where it is. No? No. Previews. Come on, where are you at? Grids and guides, labels, no. Nope. Video preview, no. Appearance, no. Here we go. This is only for new projects, though. Oh, I can just change it. That's why. Let's do it. Hashtag no solids. This is going to put it right at the top or something. Probably it's going to annoy me. I've never actually seen this menu, so I guess I should read this. Do you want a new project? Yes, I do. Yeah, that's going to put it right at the top in an annoying spot. We'll make it Z no solids. Z underscore hashtag no solids. Now I've succeeded in making it even more annoying than it was to begin with. Let's go do that. New project. Yeah, we'll do it though. Z underscore. Look at that. Z no solids. So now it's way more annoying and in your face. Yeah, doing with the shape layers might be making it a little slower. I'm not entirely positive about that. I could just swap them out pretty easily. I guess we can test it. Let's see. If we purge here, All memory and disk cache. All right, let's see. Let's get an idea of what frame rate we got here. Real time, yeah, okay. 1.7. Look at that. That is ridiculously slow. 1.5. It was going like 2 something before. I don't know what the deal is with that. All right, let's say 1.5 is like the average. All right. I guess I don't really need to purge because we're going to just build a whole new thing. All right. Come on. It would help if I actually have this selected. Layer. What is going on? This is going like super extra slow. Alright, we're going to just call this. I'm going to give it a name just so it looks like in the thing. Let's call it poly. Alright, so we're going to take this thing and I'm going to rebuild all of these guys back onto it. So let's do. Oh, yeah, I should just be able to copy. That's cool. And copy the mask. That's nice. Still have to rename all these things. So what do I need? What is this? 48 to 60. Was that 12? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rename this guy tank. Backplane. Copy this mask off of there. Paste it onto here. Make sure that maintain my expression. Nice. All right. Then I'm going to. Is there a shortcut for copy expression only? No. Okay. Well, we'll do that. I should have made this a 4th version. Or 5th version. 4th. Tank top. Love it. Tank top. It's just quicker to do this, probably. Okay, tank top. Let's just double check that these two things are working before I ruin everything. Oh, interesting. It would help if I actually put the things on it. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure why that one's dark. Oh, because it. Oh yeah, nice. The expression is actually still fading this out, so it actually kind of gives it a semi 3D appearance, which is kind of interesting. But we need to put some saber on those guys. Disconnect. That's interesting. It looks different. I don't know if the settings now are. It's probably the settings have to be changed now because they're not on an infinite layer. But we'll mess with that when we're done. All right, so let me throw this back on all of these. So at least that should be good. All right, kill that. Wrong button. All right, tank top, tank front. Cut those both off of the front. Paste them on there. The opacity. This is a little faster, actually. Copy expression only. Paste onto that. Tank front. Get rid of that. Open up the mask. Cut that. Tank left top side. Paste. Copy expression only. Okay. Tank left. Cut that. Paste. Tank left. T. It's going to be the boring section of this thing. Edit copy expression only. Tank left inner. Why did I do that? I don't want E, I want M. Cut that. Paste. Tank left inner. T. Edit copy expression only. Paste. Delete. M. Copy those three. Tank left front. Tank left front. Paste. Opacity. Copy expression only. Paste. Unfortunately, this can't, because of the way that winding thing I was talking about before, where with the way you select your nulls or whatever in this thing. Since you can reverse the normals accidentally, I can't exactly like figure out a way that I can take. I mean, I guess there is a way, but to take the string that you actually give these things and make just one expression for that, I could technically by making some sort of like, I'd have to make some sort of control or something in there that I would end up putting this array into, that then we would have to reference somehow. But that would require like parsing out these numbers or something, so it wouldn't be the greatest. And then you would still have to like, you'd have to have a checkbox or something to where it would like flip your normals or something, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but I don't know. It is quicker to apply it to everything though, so I might figure out something. Maybe we'll do that on this stream. Figure out a way to do that. Because really all we need is the string of numbers, and that can be plugged into anything. If I could just find a container to hold that. I mean, I could use like a point control and just pass everything as a value in the position and then parse it out to a string. That might be quick enough to work. The only thing about that is that then every frame we're adding overhead for having to actually do that. So let's copy this guy left side. This is one of those processes where you actually have to pay attention, so I can't really like tell you guys too much stuff while I'm working on it. That's why I just paused to tell you that what I'm thinking of. Tank right top side. I feel like I'm missing something. I guess not. I already copied that out of there, right? See, here's where I start messing up. Paste. Copy expression only. Like I'm already like halfway in the middle of me doing this right now. I'm like, there's a better way I can actually like do this. And it's like, is it worth me doing the last three of these things or four? Apparently I need another one. Is it worth me doing that? Or should I just abandon what I'm doing right here, code the other thing, and then have it done that way? Tank right. Let's see, now I'm like, did I copy that already? I did. Now I gotta copy the expression. Whereas I could just paste to everything on all, like I could do that once and then just be done. That'd be nice. Come on. Tank right inner. Mask cut. Paste. Copy expression only. All right. God, I hit the wrong. Keep hitting the wrong button. All right. Cut that. Tank right front. Paste. Some reason it helps to actually just state what I'm doing. Guess then I don't forget. Copy that mask. Go into here. Tank. Right side. Paste the mask. Go here. Copy that expression. Dump it. Paste it onto there. And hopefully this works. That does not look good. What is going on? Am I missing Saber on all these other ones somehow? Nope. What the hell? Did Saber not... Are we not set to masks anymore because there weren't any on there? Because that could be annoying. Nope. Set to layer mask. What is going on? Oh, I know what. Okay. So, by default... I don't know why I'm seeing both of those. Oh, that's kind of weird. By default, these... Oh, no. Why is that set to dissolve? Normal. By default, these are only set to... they won't be alpha. They won't have any alpha. You could turn it on here, or you can do it... Oh, if you do it that way, it's enable math. Usually just set these things to add on top of each other. The back one being just normal. So let's do that. One thing though I'm curious about is why did that one have both on it? Why did that just slide up like that? Come on. Why was I still seeing both there when that wasn't set to add? I don't know what the difference is. For right now, let's see what we got. All right, let's calculate. Oh, I hit the space bar. It's not real time. Come on. 2.0, 1.9, 1.8. We're dropping. I don't know why. Still seem to be a little bit faster though. Why are we not showing anything though? That's fun. When did that lose its animation? It can't be a valid and fair thing without having our actual rotation on here. Come on. All right, let's purge just to be sure. Purge all memory in disk cache. Yes, please get out of here. 1.9, 1.7, 0.6. Yeah, we're still back to 1.5, 1.4, 6. Well, it seems to be about the same speed. It was an interesting test. I wonder if it's because After Effects might have some sort of optimization for what's shown. I know in plugin development, there is an actual way to like limit the area that you're actually rendering and working with. So there might be some optimizations for that. Yo. That sounds good.
I'm not gonna fry it if that's okay.
Okay.
Am I on your live stream?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Look at that, guys. I have a wife that makes me a sandwich in the middle of the day. If you can, marry a teacher so that they're off in the summer. And make sure that they're nice. Very, very, very nice to you. All right, so there we go. What's up, Mo? My dog's over there at the door staring at nothing. Mo, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Yeah, we can stretch. Come here. We got a doggy live stream. It's for the views, guys. For the views. My dog, for some reason, has some very stinky breath. I always say that she has a dead tooth, but the vets always say that it's fine. She just smells. That's just her thing. She's cute, but she's got very stinky breath. That's right. It's okay, dog. We all have our faults. Must be a squirrel or something out there. I don't know. All right, so anyway. So that seems to be the same speed. So now we have a solids version. I would have thought maybe it would have been a little bit faster, but I don't know. I guess there might be something that basically just restricts it to the whole size that it needs somehow. I don't know. I'd have to have some AE people jump in on that. So let's see. So where do I go with this thing? Let's try it. So maybe we'll try to figure out a way that we can take that string of numbers and save it so that we can actually use it. So let's do a fourth version of this thing. That's basically how I build all the workbench stuff. I'll go through and figure out something and I'll just iterate on that design or iterate on that idea until I find something that works better. So let's open up this fourth one. And we're going to figure out a way. What controls can I put on here? I could do a slight. The problem if I do that, sliders are limited, so I would run out of digits most likely with a bigger polygon. Point control's a little messy, but oh, you know, no, that would be kind of stupid. I don't really need to do that. I was thinking I can use the other half of the point control to basically be the thing that determines the normals, but I don't really need that. I know I need a checkbox, so we're going to call that flip normals. I'm trying to think if there's any other control I could use, but not really. I think point is probably the best for this. So I'm just going to set this to 0 so it's not visually annoying. I'm going to move this up here. I'm going to call this just poly. We'll just call it poly. Okay, so in this case, we have this back plane, and it is an array like this. You know what? Let's just type it in. It'll be easier. All right. So I'm not doing more than 100 in this thing, although I wonder if I should build it with 3 characters each, just in case somebody wants to go with a crazy model. How many does this actually have? I think this one's like 40. These are the parts that always like really are debilitating to me because I'm trying to figure out the way that I can make this so that I can use it in the future. But do I, like it's like the threshold of, is it going to be too much of a pain to do this, or you know, like is it too much of a pain to build it this way? Should I just go with a simpler way, or should I build it for the future, for the like one guy who needs to make it with like 900 points? So we're in 43. So I mean, and this is really not a very complicated model. So I guess maybe we'll build. I mean, if this had double the features, granted, who's going to want to build that model? I don't know, but all right, let's do it. We'll go with 3 digits. So click. All right. Hopefully we can even get that high. 036. So we're going to have to put a placeholder 0 in front of all of these. 011, 027, 026, 003, 004, 016, 015. Can I get a number that high? Now that's going to be annoying. Okay, so here's where our test layer comes into play. Source text. First, I want to see what it'll even display, because I have a feeling that that's going to be annoying. And I don't know that first 0 is going to work, actually. I might have to do it with two digits only. Of course, then we're going to have a problem if we only have 1 digit at the front. What happens to that 0? Man, I wish there was a string. That would be amazing. If there was a string control variable, I guess I could do text, but then I'd have to have a text one for each one. That gets to be problematic. Huh. This is where I wish I was like good with like plugin development. I could just make my own like expression controls. But I am not. Those are the 2 things I would want the most: a string expression control and a layer control that is selectable, and also layer controls of like of different effects and whatever that are also keyframeable, not selectable, keyframeable. That would be amazing. That would help me a lot. Let's see. You know, I'm also realizing now that I never actually mentioned on Twitter that we actually are live. I'm failing, guys. I'm failing. Let's see. So I've been streaming for about, let's see, how long? Is that 32 minutes? Is that where we're at? Have we really been doing it that long? No, 44 minutes. Yeah, 44 minutes. And forgot to send the tweet. Fail bench. Yeah, copy a link here. Yeah, it works. Fail bench. One day I'll get that part right. One day. I was going to make a joke about how we had to do this live stream later so that all of the slackers on the West Coast would be around. But by the time I actually remember to tweet it out, it actually is like way later in their day anyway. So I can't even make that joke. Sad. And I'm the slacker because I forgot to tweet about the stream. Okay, so let's see what this at least becomes. I'm pretty sure that's gonna not be good for me. Poly. Times 10 to the 22. Whatever. So, that's gonna be that's gonna be not the way to do it. I could put like multiple slider controls in here and add a bunch of different individual numbers. Which that seems like a pain. And then you'd have to do a slider. Although you could just tab between them. I mean, that's not that bad. Hey son, how you doing? Oh man. You guys have hit the boring part of the stream. That's when I decided to tweet out. I tweet out when we're doing the boring stuff so that nobody wants to watch this. What we're doing, we're trying to figure out how we can take this string of numbers that I built in this tank the other day and make it into a control. You didn't know I streamed? Well, I didn't until recently. This is stream number 2. You're in the ground floor of amazing boringness. It's fail bench because we're gonna fail a lot. Now, partially, like everybody thinks that I sit here and I don't know. It seems like from some of the comments are like, "How'd you get so good at this?" and whatever. And there's just really a lot of failing in between. Sometimes, I mean, obviously, I've been doing this long enough that like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, I know exactly how to do that. All right, and it takes me like 2 seconds, and then sometimes you sit here and screw around on it for hours and hours and hours. So, exactly. Hey, what's up? Why are you looking at me strange? Nobody can see you. Thank you. I have a sandwich. Thank you. So now it's lunchtime. Lunchtime with fail bench. My dog is staring at my wife. All right, so let's eat some of the sandwich. What can I put in here? I need a string control, people. I haven't seen what they have in this sale. Doesn't it change like every week? I just picked up EJ's new thing that he just rolled out. What's it called? I don't even remember what it's called. I haven't even opened it yet. Sort it. No, every 2 weeks. Got it. Yeah, I just picked up EJ's new thing, Sort It. Where's that? It's like a... Let's see, it's probably not even on there. IDSYN, I design. Sort It. I just picked up this thing like a second, well, just before I got on the stream. I haven't used it yet, obviously, though, but basically it's like a Cinema 4D style like layer manager, so you can like solo different things and dump stuff into different groups. So that thing seems to be awesome. So I'll figure that out in a bit, probably. Probably maybe later today. That'll be something I'll screw around with. But I really need to figure out a way to get this array of numbers into some sort of control up in here. I think I might just have to do different sliders. That'd be the best way. I agree. EJ is awesome. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Sliders. At least sliders for now until we can figure out a better way to do it. So that's also part of this. Sometimes is that you just keep working on stuff until you figure out a better way. Always move forward. So 11. Hopefully my eating is not too loud on this mic. 26. 3. 4, 16, and one more, 15. All right, so I'm going to stack all of this stuff. I'm going to dump that. It's going to give me an error on this guy because I'm pointing to it. Let's turn that. Just dump that. All right. It's hot. It definitely is hot. It's 77 in here right now. Every time somebody says anything about temperature or hot, I always just think of it's hot. It's a side effect of living in Florida. I forgot about that. Yes, it is hot in Texas as well. It's pretty much exactly the same. At least in the few times I've been there. Stupid golf. The worst part too is like when you're just outside, like if you're on the beach, it's great because the wind, like the temperature differential is enough that you get a nice breeze and stuff, but like we're still kind of in a slight breeze, but like eventually it starts to die off in midsummer when everything like levels out and then it's just dead heat. So I think I need to get a bigger AC up in the studio at some point because I don't know. I have it like it's set to 68 like all day, but it like turns on earlier. I either need to bring it on like way early or get a bigger one. I don't know. 77 is a little ridiculous. I would rather it be like 67, but that's not going to happen. All right, so I got all these sliders. I can't remember how you reference this particular number. I don't think I've ever actually done that before. Looping through each one of those things. Why is that still set to... Oh, because that's what it was before. It's kind of weird working on the tiny screen here. I want to have that selected, but I want to do this. Oh, why is that? Did I not put them on that one? Or did I just undo too many times? Was I on a completely different one? Where did my sliders go? I didn't put them on this or something, did I? Where did my sliders go? 80 and a fan. Jesus Christ, you'd kill me. Man, you would freeze in my house. I live in a very small house. I mean, not very small, I guess, but I live in a 1920s bungalow. But for some reason, when our air conditioner died a couple years ago, we got like, not exactly screwed, but the company that sold us basically sold us like a unit that was, you know, too big or whatever for the house and like it was more expensive than it should have been or whatever. The best part about it to me though was that it was too big for the house because that is amazing. I actually can still get my house down even when the windows are open. even if it's summertime, because I have a small house and I have like a 3-ton air conditioner. My house is like 1,000 something square feet. So, works pretty good as far as that goes. The only downside is I actually like it to run a decent amount, and sometimes it just runs and then shuts off pretty quickly. Give me solar. My house has trees right on top of it. I need a napkin. Be right back. I'm not using the fancy be right back screen. Sorry. Solar trees. All right. I don't know where did what I must have undone too many times or something. Yeah, redo. All right, I'll just make the sliders again. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How did I wait a minute? How did I undo? No, this is what happened. Somehow I got switched into a different comp. Go away, slider control. Let's go back to my comp where I have my sliders. There we go. Jesus. I don't know when that happened. Tron. The movie you're looking for is Tron. I can't make too much fun though. I didn't actually watch Tron until a couple of years ago. Half because for some reason it was never on when I was a kid, or at least I was outside and just never noticed. And then later on, it's Disney or whatever, so you know, it's still the same price it was when, you know, like 1980 whatever. What is it? 84, I think is when it came out. I don't know. That's the one thing like I don't like about Disney. It's like every other movie at some point gets cheaper. You know, like it could be 40 years later and the movie is like $3 or something. But if it's a Disney movie, it's still like $20 or $30 or whatever it was when it like came out. So I bit the bullet because I wanted to see it. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that. I'm not sure how to do the live with both. I've just been posting the replays, so it's been kind of nice. This is the portion where I keep going back a couple of times and just not pay attention to what I'm doing. So, all right. So let's go in here and let's click that and shrink that down a bit. I can't. I don't need you that big. Not right now. Okay. Oh, because I have to have that open. Come on. Come on. All right. If I do that, that's just slider. It's just the name of it. But there's a way to do this with the number, I think. What if I do slider control? No, wait. If I do this, this is going to be kind of a pain, though. But I think I can do effect. That's probably, what, 2? Nope. There's a way to do that with numbers. I can almost guarantee it. Maybe it's just put that in a bracket or in a parentheses instead. Sorry, I'm a slow eater because I have like a serious deviated septum. You can see that it goes like this. So makes it hard to eat and breathe and not keep a mouth open like a mouth breather. So try my best. Yeah, the Patreon thing, I don't know. I'm not sure about reviews because like I feel like I kind of have that a little bit of that imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to review like other people's work? But like a Q&A kind of thing or something like that, it's probably. Hi, how are you doing? I should totally do that. I should do that and just tag it in there on YouTube. Get them views. That makes sense. It is best to have somebody around. Somebody that's honest.
The jury's still out on that one.
Thanks, Alexa. How did she... She's spying on me, guys. I didn't say anything that was even close. Yeah, she startled me. I'm usually pretty good at anticipating things, but that I was not expecting. Not expecting at all. Crazy Alexa. Okay. Wait, effect 2.0 object layer. Dot value? No. Okay. There's definitely a way to do this with numbers. I just never do it, so I don't really know what it is. I think I could have sworn it was like bracket. It's a bracket with a 0. I don't know. I have an idea, although I don't think that's going to work, but we can try. Actually, let's see. I have this thing. Man, I don't have quiver on this window. I could have sworn I did. That's weird. Extensions, quiver. List methods and properties. Add that to source text, please. My dog is asleep and snoring behind me. All right. If I do this comp, come on, comp dot layer tank back plane dot effect. That might work, maybe. Oh, you. That'd be another request I would like is some sort of inspector would be amazing. I mean, no worries. Keep doing what you're doing. I swear to God, every every garbage truck in Tampa has like the worst brakes. I almost went deaf once because I had my windows down and one stopped next to me. But if you can actually hear like that screeching, that's what that is. Oh, nice. I can't remember if I had a copy of Newton at some point or not. I know what it is, but I don't know if I've actually had it. Oh, Cala, interesting. What's up over there? I mean, I know, but I'm like, why you would go there? Unless it's like hiking, shooting, whatever. Ocala's an interesting place. It's like a trip through time. It's very like, how do I would I explain? Like if you actually drive off the interstate into Ocala, as you go along, it's like everything looks like it's from like the 2000s, and then it starts to look like it's from like the 90s, and then the 80s, and then the 70s. I think it gets all the way down to like the 60s or so, and then at some point you're in like the forest. Let's see. Oh, come on. There should be something in there. I'm an idiot. There's always a point in programming when you're like, I'm an idiot. And that's what it was. I left that in as a string. It's not going to guarantee that I'm going to get anything out of it, but that should at least. Okay. I wonder if it's effects or something. It has like a different name. Or if it's a thing at all. These are just the default property stuff. Oh, hey, lift these up. Hide that. In case somebody texts me or something. Ocala sounds fascinating. I mean, it's a cool place. There's a lot of like nice nature stuff out there. And there's a delicious barbecue place there called Fat Boys. It's right next to a Sonny's, I think, actually, too. It's kind of weird. There's like two barbecue places like in the same parking lot, practically. Like you can drive from one parking lot into the next one without even having to get back on the main road, I think. At least from what I remember. Fat Boys is the better one, though. That Fat Boys is good. There's also a Fat Boys in Kissimmee or Orlando or something like that. Not as good. It is nowhere near as good as the one in Ocala, which would be expected. So, dot effect. I don't think that effect works there. Maybe effects. Nope. Couldn't remember if maybe it had a different key to it or something. Well, let me do dot effect 0. What does that give me? Just test back over again. Dot effect bracket 0. Come on, give me something. Dot effect dot name. Oh, that's gonna work. Yeah. Okay. Dot effect. There's got to be a way to do this. All right. Let me see here. I don't know if there's a thing in here for that. Effect active. Effect dot param. Would that be layer properties? I don't think so. Let's see. It might be a Dan Edwards thing or something on this. Reference AE effect by number. Good luck to me. using the index expression. Prefix counter, expression reference. Yeah, I got that. There's got to be a way to do that. Let's see. How can I figure that? Maybe if I pick a non-standard effect. Or what if I change the name of one of these things so that it has to give me something else? I was hoping that would work. Man, there's got to be a way to do it. Come on. What if I look through? There is a way to do it if you're doing like a script or whatever. Feel like an idiot on this one. Reference layer by index. I know how to do the layers by index. Why can't I do the effects by index? Effect is like a... It's like a thing here. Effect 0.name. Let me try something real quick. I want to see effect slider control dot name. Now that's kind of odd. That's very odd. Like, that should be almost the same thing. What was I missing in there? Oh, cider control. Well, that would help. Unfortunately, that's not the whole thing that was my problem, but... Okay, so if I do that, whatever. I mean, I can just reference these by adding a number to the end, but I don't really want to do it that way. I would have sworn there was a way to do it like that. Like effect as an array or something instead. Maybe it's... Like it was effects or something instead of being like a method, it was like an array of some sort. Effects 0? No. Come on. I wish there was a thing on here that would show me my disk usage, because I don't know if I have... Well, I should have enough for the stream on here. Come on. I feel like as soon as I do this one way, I'm going to end up figuring out the proper way to do it. What if it was something as stupid as that? That would be dumb. Didn't think so. Now you can usually do that. 0.value. That might work. This should help me out. All right, let's try this. Click on you. Oh, I'd only wanted to do it this thing. Copy that. New comp. Of course, that's not going to... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. What's that thing called? You no. This is like expression universalizer. There we go. That's fine. Why would that not have worked? Actually, that should have done that. Unless because there's no reference that actually works in here. I wonder if that only works on the layer itself. That might be the case. That might actually be it. Let me see something. Let's duplicate this. Let's try something. It's got a little weird. Ah, see, that's kind of doing it like that. That's one of those like, hey, I'm an idiot moments. I'm pretty sure I figured out what the deal is here. Let me undo a lot. I think part of the problem is that I'm doing 0. Yeah. Effects must only start with a reference of... Oops. No. 0 on that. 0 here, I believe, is incorrect because I think effects might be set to the first thing. What would that be? 2? Come on. Jesus. Let me just do this. Might also be that it only works on the layer itself that it's on. Let's just say 3. 3.slider. Ah, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a problem. There is no 0 effect, so the effects array that it has must start with 1. Why? Who knows? That's very weird, but okay. Well, just wasted a lot of time doing that, but there we go. So 3, 4... 4's 11. Oh man, I'm gonna miss my standing again. Let's see. Alright, well, that should make the rest of that relatively easy. I wonder if I can get effect.length. That would be another thing. I don't know that can work, but let me try it. Why not? Dot effect. I don't know that I can do it that way, but we can do this. Effect dot length. That's gonna be one of those internal things, isn't it? Man. 2 steps forward, 1 now 3 steps back. Let's do 3 steps back. Effect length. That's gonna be, I bet there's some sort of I don't think effects.length will work. That's going to be some sort of internal number, I bet you. For like a count of I don't know if there's actually be an actual account of effects. That I'm just trying to do it incorrectly. Man, I need to be able to set up a loop. I can burn another slider on setting how many things we have in the array that we're going to build. This is one of those moments I was talking about before where you're trying to figure out, is it better I do it this way or... Well, let's just do it. We'll keep it so we can move on. That's really annoying, though. That's really annoying. Although... Let's try my thing from Quiver again. Although I don't know that it's going to work, but add that to source text. Okay, the object is going to be this thing dot effect. I'm never gonna be able to figure that out though. What's in there? Object, although dot name. Let's try that. No. Because that's not really an array. We can't pass that. Num entries. That could work. Effect. Yeah, I think so. Num properties. I wonder if there's a thing in A enhancers for that. Number of effects. Site. Answers. Dot. Oh, they net. I can't remember if they're net or com. .com. Comp item. That's only for scripting though. Random numbers. Man. It's not an array really, from what I can tell, but you can do that in script. I wonder, I don't think that works here though. Dot effects. Yeah, didn't think so. Unless there's like a... Well... the problem is if I go too far, I'll never... Like, it'll give me an error. I could do like a try block or something, maybe. Oh. That could work. I put my sliders first. Okay, hold on. And I can do a while loop, because I know I'm going to at least have my checkbox after all of them if I do it that way. It's one of those things where it's like, if I organize this in a weird way, then it can actually still work. If I bring flip normals down to the bottom. Come on. If I do... Let's just open one of these up real quick. Come on. Click on that right here. Okay, we got this comp, that layer, dot effect. We'll go from one. Well, we'll go from two. Well, we'll put saber at the end. Put saber at the end too. Might as well. That's, if I change anything, that would be the one that I'd change anyway, so it'll tack itself onto the end anyway, I believe. Alright, so effect one, well, while, nope. Here, let's just let that die and we'll do this. Extensions, expressionist. Yeah, come on. All right. I equals 1 while this is going to be weird. This comp dot layer tank backplane dot effect I dot name equals slider. We'll put this here. While name equals slider. We'll just print I guess that'll be fine. Text plus space plus I plus plus. We'll leave text behind, and text will equal nothing to begin with. Add that. And where are you? All right. Love it when nothing shows up. Okay, well, let's do this. I was hoping that would work. Text equals text plus I equals 1. Let's just try that, shall we? So that I will make it 1. And add that to our source text. Slider control. Oh, that's why, because it's not just called slider. Okay. I have no idea how this would work for localized text. So if you're not using an English After Effects, I'm sorry. Okay, so add this to here. We should get a list of the ones where it goes through. 1. Okay. Why is it only 1? It's because the next one is named Slider Control 2, isn't it? Is there a, like, type? Like, what properties are there? Every time I try this, it gives me something else, but let me see. Effect, we'll copy that. Open Quiver back up. I'm just going to leave Quiver off to the side here. I don't know why I don't have it open anyway. List methods and properties. Add that to source text. I'm going to throw this into the object where I is 1. Name, num entries, num property, property index, active and enabled. So name is always going to be what it is. All right, well, you know what? Then we'll do this. Jesus. Name dot substring 0. I'm trying to think of how this works in After Effects. Actually, I think 0 is not in the right order either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it actually starts with 1 was what I figured out the last time, but we'll go with this for the moment. One? No? And we'll go back through and do this the fun way. I do love that you can just skip your output and put another thing at the bottom. That's kind of nice for debugging things. It's very weird, but make that one slider. Here's where the idiot part comes in again. I kept that named slider control. So that does start with 0. Why did it? There was that one thing I tried the last time. I did that at 1 for some reason. All right, 0, comma 6. Get rid of that. Get rid of the slider control portion. God help you if you name something slider. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right, so this is going to form the basis of our next step, which is this first part. So now we're going to grab, I'm just going to grab, I'm going to copy this portion. I'm going to bring this one into here. And then, well, I'm just going to leave that like that for now. All right. We're not going to do this comp. We're going to do effect I. Okay. Well, that is the case. We're going to get effect I dot. What is it? Do I have to put a? Is that a 0? Oof, I don't remember what that is. I could just do slider though. That should work. That's not localized though. I'm going to set this to, well, let's just do this. Points dot push that value onto a push or points array. Points equals new array. Okay, I is equal to 1, so we're going to start the first one and go until we have something that's not named slider. I think this will work as is. Let's see. Add that. Seems to have worked. Okay. The only problem is if we need to have these things, there needs to be also an open path checkbox now that I'm thinking about it, because otherwise I can't apply this same one over and over and over again, because then we'd have to go back in and change each one of these if it had an open path or not. So let's do another checkbox. This is where all our processing comes in. Open? Question mark. Let's see. If I can't remember, I never remember what kind of thing we have here. If effect open question mark dot value equals 1. Then we're going to do create path. And we're going to put in that null thing from earlier, from like an hour ago. And then false here. Otherwise, we're going to pass this thing, just create path P. All right. That's that. And the flip normals thing will be in the other expression. I'll dump that out of here. Add this back on. And we have an error. What's the error? I think I gotta put a checkbox here, and that's why. Add that back. Oh, what are you talking about? I get it. Create path is create path. Come on. Create path. Typos will kill you. All right. think that's set for that. If I do, all right, let's close that for a second. If I go in here and I hit open, nice. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. Now, if we go into our transparency settings, we're going to basically do the same thing we just did, which actually means I should probably grab both of these. This is going to be the new way we set our array. So that's going to be the first part of this. Except here we're going to say while I is less than 3, we're going to have an error. Let's bring this guy back into Expressionist. Should have left that open. I'm using like almost 10% of my CPU power now recording and streaming. The drive must be filling up. All right, so opacity, we're going to grab this into here. All right, points equal to new array. Oh, that's why, because I didn't do it that way. I forgot I set this up differently. Well, that should still work. No, it won't, because I'm not giving it. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not going to work the same. I know it should. I'm giving it 3. Maybe I'm not giving it enough. This might need to be 4. Yeah, that's why. This needs to be 4. I had a feeling that was going to have to be 4. Okay, click that. Add that in there. Okay, so now what I need to do is flip the normals. So I can't remember. I think you get 0 and 1. How would I swap that to be one way or the other? 0 and 1. Let's see. So if it's greater than 0, we're going to be 100. Otherwise, it's less than 0, and we're going to go to 50. So how would I do? Would I just make it? I think you could just multiply by -1. Oh, hey, it's that gecko. Okay. All right, so if I take our flip normals checkbox, so I'm just going to set this to like, just make it X. And then we're going to get effect, flip normals checkbox dot value times -1. Because the checkbox control, I believe it gives it either 0 or 1. So if it's flipping the normals, it'll be -1. What am I doing there? No, that's not going to work right. Greater than 0. Because it'll always be greater than -1. Oh, man. It's not going to work right. I just really need to make it the opposite of this thing. Let's just do this easy. If effect equals, most of these I don't have to flip, so let's do it if it equals, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. If it equals 0, that means we're not flipping the normals. We'll do this. There's another one of those garbage trucks. Do that. Else. Do the same thing. There's probably a better way to flip this, but or just do this. Okay. Okay. Add that to opacity. Just say we want to flip our normals. That should glow. Yep. Okay. And actually, this should be set to... We should do this as value instead of 100 or 50. Let's make this value. This require one more little piece of setup here, but we just set all these to 50 by default or whatever opacity you want it to be. Just gonna set them all to 50. Good. Okay. Fix your brakes, garbage truck. Jesus. And I am out of my coffee. I mean, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's probably an okay thing, but... Alright, so if I have this set this way... Now we just go to all of these and change those things into slider controls, and I can copy those expressions amongst each other. And then we can see how this works. It took way longer than I was anticipating. This is why you figured this out when you have the moment to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what we got. 1, 2. All right, so 24. 1. Oops. 1 tabbed. Oops. Don't tab that many times. 3. 26, 24, 1, and 3. Okay. I'm just going to leave that set the way it is for right now. Actually, you know what? Let me do this too. I'm just going to copy all of these from one to the next because that'll make it a little easier. Because I need the other controls, and I got to put Saber in the bottom. Okay. Come on. Paste. Drag that above Saber. I don't know how many I actually need here, so... Oh. Damn. That's going to be a problem. Man, that's annoying. It's going to require extra layers. I want this to be... See, this is when it gets annoying. When I want it to be like nice and clean and easy. And then it gets messed up by some other problem. Ah, man. That's annoying. Because that means every polygon needs its own layer. Even if they're coplanar. Ah, screw it. Let's do it. That's annoying. 1, 24, 28, 32, 31, 8, 10, and 5. On the plus side, it actually is a lot nicer to enter those than the other way, so that's helpful. Because comma is, you can't really easily, well, I mean, I guess you can. I have my mic in front of the way. But it's easier to just tab between them and put it in. Okay, so tank, bridge, front and bridge. Bridge is what? 43, 42, 40, 41. Delete the rest of these controls. Not 431, 43. 43, 42, 40, 41. All right, left top. Open that guy up. Paste in. Drag above saber. Close that guy down. All right. 3, 1, 5, and 4. I just changed them all because I had them all selected. Love it. 3, 1, 5, 4. Three, 1, 5, 4. 3, 1, 5, 4. Okay, left top, that'll work. This just has 1, so that works too. Paste. Drag all this up here. Come on. Man, all right. Deselect. Okay, 5, 10, 13, 19, 16, and 4. Delete those. Honestly, I'm just going to do this because, oh, I do need to see that. Fun, fun. Oh. Can delete this bridge one off of here. Should probably remember to do that. Delete the front one off of here. Okay. 3154 did that one already. Left I did. Left inner. Okay, paste. Okay, click over here. Shoot, actually need to open up my thing here to see it. All right, 13, 10, 8, 12. How we doing? We're doing okay. Yeah, success. There's also a little bit of a setback in that I have to make different layers, but for every polygon. But that's not a big deal because I mostly had it separated like that. I figured out the dumb things I was doing. I don't remember what they were anymore, but I figured them out. Now I'm just setting it all back up, which I probably could do faster by just duplicating these layers. That actually would be better. Oh, well. Come on. I think I'm actually going to do that because that would be a lot faster. But this last one I'll finish. Come on. 19, 13, 12, 18. Delete that, delete that. Although I still feel like this way is going to render slower. But it will be a lot easier to set up, so trade-backs, trade-offs, trade-backs, what I'm talking about. Left front. All right. Oh, 19, 13, 12, 18. Yeah, this is the one I got to do anyway. Okay. All right. I'm going to color these with something else so I know that they're the ones I'm dumping. Left front. Left hanger. Hanger 1. Hanger 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do on these is just change these numbers. This will be 2. It's fine. 30, 37, 7, 21. My God, even clicking on these is getting slow. But I still have a feeling it's due to the recording. 2, 0, 35, 20. Okay, now I can delete these off of here. Go here. I want this one to be left hanger 1. Left hanger 2. You know what I'm going to do too while I'm at it? This is what we'll do. Speed this up a little smidge. Alright. Left front. Alright, this is going to become left side. And honestly, these things should all just be named like mask 1 at some point. But oh, CPU usage is going down, so that was probably part of it. Alright, 16, 19, 18, 15. Alright, left side can get out of here. At least I think it can. Right top side. Let me move this out of the way. It's being hard to see. All right. 24, 26, 27, 28. That's one I did earlier. Nice. Get out of here. Right. Move that down 1. Don't know why I just did that. EE. All right. I'm going to have to add some to this one. 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. 27, 11, 22, 34, 32, and 28. All right. Say, please don't tell me I have that selected again. Okay, right inner. I feel like that's going to have more than one. No? Okay, good. Right inner. Move that down. Command Option down. 32, 34, 33, 31. Get rid of those two. This is going to have a couple. All right. Right inner. Right front. We need a couple more controls. Right front. We'll just duplicate that so I don't have to duplicate the controls again. All right, right front. The first one. 34, 22, 38, 33. Okay, right front is going to be right hanger. That fridge is really loud. And so is that mowing. Right hanger, 25. $39.9. Dump those. Okay. Hanger 2. 6, 17, 14, 29. Okay, so let's just go through these real quick, because honestly, this should just be called mask 1. That's what we're going to name all these guys right here. Oh, why did I just do that? Well, it doesn't really matter because I've been duplicating my layers. Why did I do that too? Enter, not the other enter. Mask 1. None of that should matter once I've done any of this. Let's just go back and name these mask 1 real quick, just to have some sort of consistency. Helps if you hit the right key. Okay, got one left, it looks like, right side, which I think that might actually have a couple of pieces in it too, but let's do it. Right side, actually no, I don't think it does. Right side I think is just the outer portion. Yeah. Okay. 22, 11, 36, 38. Awesome. I have a feeling this is not going to do right. What is going on? Oh, I know why. That's funny. It's like a really weird flashlight in the dark. Okay, so now I basically have to go onto this one. I don't know if copy expression only is going to work on this, but we'll give it a shot. Actually, I'm just going to copy the mask. If I copy the mask from one to all of them, it should have all the expressions on it. Come on. Yeah, just delete the last layer. I don't need that. Let's double make sure we're copying that guy. There's no masks on any of this stuff. Paste it on. All right. Let's see. And then our opacity setting. Should have everything on here, right? Yes, flipping the normals, all that stuff. Copy expression only on that and paste to all of these. Oh, coffee. Come on, you. Slowing everything down. Save too, that's probably a good idea. Come on. 1.1, 1.0. But now we're using a lot more CPU on the recording, so I don't know if this is faster or slower. I'd have to do some tests afterwards, but it should at least set up quicker. So that's nice. Yeah, it probably is slower. It's going to be the trade-off of whether or not it'll be... Oh, you mean from that? Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to set that up. I have to figure that out. To set up a separate thing to stream from. That was a whiff. That makes one of us. That makes one of us. All right, that's enough. So we're having some kind of deal here. That is going lighter, but oh, I know what's happening. I need to go back through and make sure that our planes that we're they're supposed to be open are still open. So that one should be open. Open, yes, please. I think it's just those two actually, the left and the right. Open, certainly. Oh, now it's 5 frames per second. There we go. That might be my yard guy. which is great timing if that's the case, because I'm just about done here. So I think I'm trying to figure this out. I'm thinking I'm going to set this up with all of these options in here, because if you need speed, you might not want to do it the other way. If you want to set it up quicker and just let it render overnight, it'd be a little bit better to go this route. Or at least if you wanted to change, because it's a lot bigger of a pain to change this. Otherwise, oh, now we're getting all skippy. What is going on? That is very odd. Weird. Nope, not my yard guy, just my neighbor. I'll tell you this, a yard guy is the best money you can spend if you live in a hot climate. So if you want a yard guy, look around, because they're usually not terribly expensive, and it's very nice to not have to go out there and sweat your ass off. So, or have to wait until it stops raining or something like that on the time when you actually want to, you know, mow. And then you also have to store a mower, go get gas in a tiny little can. It's just, it's good money, well spent. All right, so I think that's it for now, guys. That's the or guy anyway. Okay, yeah, just freeze there. That's cool. You guys get to see kind of behind what we're doing on this tutorial. I think this is probably going to be this week, so I'm probably going to just finish this off. Normally, screw it, let's do that. Might as well. Veritron, yes. So what I would do here generally, although I don't know if this would be the one to do it on. Man, this is freaking dying. I don't know why, it's only using 8%. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see if our activity monitor up here, what's going on? After Effects is using a good bit. 8%, that is not 8%, that is 62%. Why do you see you're using 8%? Well, that would explain it. So, because this should not be going that slow, considering this is an overclocked, like, 4-something gigahertz machine. I mean, it's a little older, but still decently fast. So what I would normally do here is go into something like this, select this guy, maybe set this to yellow. I don't know what this will look like if I do this. Wow, that is going slow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it that way. But I can't use Windows, man. There's so many other things that I use that I've built for this, and Unix and different things that would not work for me. Why don't I just search for color? And Mac skin. Before I had a Mac, I actually had a Mac skin. I had like some old school Aqua stuff on some Windows XP or maybe Windows 2000 install. Just do this. Actually, I wonder if I can just select them all. Do this faster. Sorry, man. I even had a Surface, which was supposed to be so awesome and whatnot. And while the hardware was great, I could not stand Windows enough, and I sold it and bought an iPad Pro. So, really, I don't. I mean, a lot of people that weren't Windows, like, I wouldn't say I'm a Windows hater. It just doesn't work for me. But I mean, people said people seem to like it a lot. I mean, I thought the hardware was really good. I mean, the pen kind of sucked on the one that I had. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. The only thing I do find hilarious is when people were like, "Oh, it's like it replaces your laptop or whatever," when it couldn't even really sit flat on your laptop at the time, because I had that one with that little like kickstand deal. I'm like, yeah, you can put this on your laptop, but it's like a sharp, flat, thin thing on your knees that you have to like sit with your knees touching so that it could actually sit on there. Yeah, Windows would be nice if I was gaming more. Although I am in that NVIDIA beta test thing for was it GeForce Go or whatever. I haven't used it yet, but I need to at some point. I stopped playing Destiny back in the day because everybody either went off and, well, really everybody got busy for the most part, but when Destiny 2 came out, there was like are we going to PC or are we going to stay on PS4? And so most of the people jumped to PC, and I never decided to dual boot on this thing. But I might be doing that at some point. Not sure. Dog is dreaming, apparently. Let's see. What do I do now? Let's throw a shape layer on. Wow, why did that blink? What is going on? No, not a mask. What did I have selected? Ugh. Thank you. Shape layer, which I might already even have a background shape layer in here, but let's just do that. Why are we getting an error? Because of the order of those things, probably. I put it at the bottom. Throw this one on there. You know, it's a little too bright. Oh, that's actually... I think that's brighter than the one that I have set normally. Cancel. I want this one. Okay, don't make my streams like, what, 2 hours long or whatever. Gonna learn that lesson. Or just put it on a different drive. That would probably also help. I think that's part of it. I can't remember. I think this actually records to my main drive, so that also is probably not good. I need to set it to record to an external. That was just when I had those USB issues the other day. That was like, I didn't want to have everything running on USB, so I ended up doing it on my SSD and my drive inside. My internal SSD. Sweet. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with the USB on this thing. It was like the bus wasn't... Okay, so I'm running two Apple Cinema displays. So I have the 27-inch Cinema display, the older non-Thunderbolt version, which are supposed to have powered USB buses in them. So I have them plugged into like USB 2 because it's the only speed they are anyway. And I have my audio out because I have an audio... I have basically a USB box, so I didn't feel like every time I update on my Hackintosh that I'd have to like redo my audio. So I have it just running out USB into my speakers that I have. And then I have my mic running into the other monitor. And I didn't even have them all on the monitors before. But I was like, okay, the monitors are powered buses, so I'll just put them on there and make sure it's fine. But like even like my keyboard would like drop my mouse connection because I had like a Bluetooth dongle plugged into my keyboard and stuff. So I plugged that to the actual like front USB ports that I have. It's just, I don't know. It just wasn't working very well. I could get another powered bus maybe and actually like plug into that. It might work better. Like on this one I had like a different, I had the like my other camera from the other display working before, and it like just wasn't working. With that one especially, it started giving me like these audio problems, which is why I think the last stream had like this weird like crackliness to it. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's what it is. Now we slowly wait on this thing to go. Yeah, so if I wasn't using almost like 2 complete cores doing all this stuff, I wonder why AE was using like 100%. That doesn't even make any sense. Normally doesn't use that much. I might make an actual full loop of this for like a preview GIF or something. Still need to build some for the last couple of tutorials to put up on Instagram. But I got onto this and it was kind of fun. Sweet. Should throw like a workbench logo on the side there or something. That'd be funny. Right on. Well, that is that. Yeah, the yellow one's actually pretty cool. It's getting a little more Tron too, because I mean Tron does have that blue glow, but it's like kind of like if I made it the orange, like one of these colors that I have in the palette, it would probably be way more like it. But I like the yellow. Yellow's pretty cool. Could probably do a 16-bit, would probably look a little nicer, but I'm not complaining. So if I thinned these out, I think if I did like a little bit more transparent, like instead of going like full 100%, I might be able to get like some nicer little pops on the edges and stuff. But anyway, I think that's it. I don't even remember what my keyboard shortcuts are on this thing anymore. Let's see if we go to main screen. Oh, yes. That is it. All right. All right. That is it. I hope you guys weren't completely bored in the middle of me doing half of this thing as setup and half of it figuring out what I did wrong with the expressions. But at least you guys get to see the behind the scenes and understand that it's not always completely like, oh, I'm just going to like straight up code and it's done. So do more. If I do any more, my system's going to die, I think, man. Ah, man. I still need a new computer, but I mean, if I'm not streaming and doing recording and doing all sorts of stuff, it's a little quicker. What if let's see. Wonder if how this drive is doing. Oh, it actually shouldn't be that big. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that is it. I'm gonna at least stop recording my stream for a little bit. So, see ya.